Brewers TV is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Welcome inside American Family Field. Thank goodness that roof is there. Panels are closed, roof is closed. Brian Anderson with Vinny Rattino, our Emmy-winning reporter. Sophia Minert. Dan Keener is our producer tonight, and Lindsay Clogier doing the directing, along with our terrific Brewers TV crew. Second game of this three-game series will be a day game tomorrow to wrap up the series. Check that Potawatomi Sportsbook batting order for Torey Lovullo and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Geraldo Perdomo leads off, Ketel Marte, then Corbin Carroll, Adrian Del Castillo, Ilmar Vargas, and Lourdes Gurriel, with Nolan Arenado, Jose Fernandez, and Alec Thomas rounding out the starting nine. Vinny, that will match up against Brandon Sproat.
That 25-year-old starting to put it together, BA. Last pitched on Wednesday in Detroit. Thought he threw the ball exceptionally well in that one. Took him only 76 pitches to get through 5 1/3. He did give up 3 earned runs. One on a very good curveball down in the zone to Riley Green. He golfed it out of here, but this kid is starting to put it together. He's got exceptional stuff. Great stuff from Brandon Sproat. Let's take a look at that defense behind Sproat, brought to you by Landmark Credit Union. Brandon Lockridge in left, Blake Perkins in center. Greg Jones getting the start over there in right field. On the corners, Luis Rengifo playing third, Jake Bowers at first. Up the middle, Joey Ortiz at short, Bryce Terang playing second base, and William Contreras behind the plate, paired up with Brandon Sproat.
Four-man umpiring crew in place. Alfonso Marquez, he's the crew chief. He'll call the balls and strikes. Mike Easterbrook at first. Malachi Moore is at second, with Lance Barrett, veteran umpire, over at third. And all the pieces in place today as we get you ready for game 2 of this series, with Eduardo Rodriguez for the D-backs against Brandon Sproat, rocking the skinny jeans out there once again tonight. Painting those pants on.
Can he breathe okay?
I'll tell you what.
We're wondering about that.
Ready to roll.
Yeah.
This guy's got such great talent. Tonight's first pitch presented by Aurora Healthcare. And let's see if Sproat can put together a good one for the Brewers here tonight. Geraldo Perdomo back in the starting lineup. He's missed the last 3 games. And that one's in there for a strike, and away we go.
Off to a slow start as Geraldo Perdomo, hitting .250. In BA, they toyed with the idea of having him bat third. And now back into the leadoff spot, and they think this is where he's going to stay for the remainder of the season. Just feels more at home in that leadoff spot.
He's been nursing an ankle injury, and that's why he's been on the roster and technically available off the bench, although it was a full 3-day shutdown. He was injured in Mexico. Diamondbacks split their series in Mexico, and a day off here on Monday, and that's why this series is a Tuesday through Thursday. Sproat puts it right by him. 99 with the fastball. Right out of the gates, Sproat with a strikeout to start his night.
Okay, let's check out that Miller Time game plan for tonight's ball game. And it's a new game, right? 13-2 ball game. They were totally in control after that 8-run 6th inning last night's game, but stay relentless. The score is now 0-0. Just got to reset that mentality. Let's see the Brewers do that.
Yeah, Brewers come in with a record of 15-13. Diamondbacks, same record, 15-13, and both believe they are postseason potential contenders this year. 100-mile-an-hour fastball right there from Sproat to Ketel Marte, and he's cranking it up early. There's been a theme with the Brewer pitchers. They have come out of the bullpen starters to start their game with heavy reliance upon the fastball. We saw Mizorowski do it the other day. Nothing but fastballs in the first inning. Woodruff. And now Sproat here today. Those are awkward for a catcher. That hurts.
Remember, that's that finger that William Contreras was nursing all last year. Had a broken finger, in fact. Surgically repaired now.
Here's the 0-2, and that one is a spinner that misses. Big curveball from Sproat. It's a key pitch for him, Vinny. It's a pitch that gets those hitters off the fastball, gives them a little change of pace pitch. Even though he throws it hard at 87 miles an hour, it's still 13 miles an hour slower than his best fastball.
He'll throw the curveball to lefties more, and then the sweeper to right-handers. Both are nasty. Let's see if he can land that pitch as well.
1-2 to Marte, and it's in the dirt. Count evens at 2-2. We'll see what the Brewers bullpen looks like tonight. Angel Zerpa placed on the injured list. Sophia's going to have more on the Zerpa move with the addition of Brian Fitzpatrick, arriving here from AAA Nashville. Marte out in front.
Got 3 curveballs in a row now from Sproat. There's Fitzpatrick out there.
Easy to spot. Long legs, 6'7". 2-2 the count. And that one just missed. Contreras thought about it for a moment, but knew it was a ball, and now the count goes full. This will be the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Marte has been one of the elite second baseman in the game for a while. Sproat puts him away. 99 with the gas. Back-to-back strikeouts to start his night, and both on the fastball, Vinny.
A couple of guys that are really tough to strike out, and look how far underneath that fastball that Ketel Marte is. Just right by him, gets behind the barrel, and Marte is thinking, and Perdomo is thinking, who is this kid?
Yeah, who is this guy in the skinny jeans? Here's Corbin Carroll. This will be a good test here. Carroll's always been a good high velocity fastball hitter. He's just a good hitter all the way around. 278 coming in here with 3 homers, 17 RBIs.
Carroll wants the ball out away from him. So Chad Patrick did a nice job in yesterday's ball game of jamming him inside, crowding him. Let's see if Sproat uses that same game plan.
Carroll has already put some hardware on his shelf. He was the rookie of the year. 23. He's been an all-star twice, including last year, and finished top 6 in the MVP voting in the National League a year ago. He has been a great player and well worth the sign. Remember, they signed Carroll prior to his rookie of the year campaign, signed him to a $100 million contract, and it has paid off.
Yeah, 8 years, signed through 2031.
He has been the triples leader in the National League or the Major Leagues the last 3 seasons, and he already has 4 triples this year, a ballpark that's conducive to it. He's got some power as well. He's had 3 consecutive seasons with 22 or more homers, and he had 31 last year. Full count to Carroll, and ring him up. Carroll, no challenge. It's a backwards K to finish off a 3-up, 3-down, 3-strikeout inning for Brandon Sproat. What a start.
Nothing outshines a blue moon.
Brandon Lockridge ready to lead off for the Brew Crew tonight. A little bit of a change in that lineup against the left-handed starter Eduardo Rodriguez. There is Pat Murphy, back-to-back Manager of the Year honors in the National League. And taking on the Arizona Diamondbacks today, Potawatomi Sportsbook batting order with Lockridge, Turang, and Contreras at the top of the batting order. Only one lefty in the bullpen for the Diamondbacks, but a left-handed starter on the mound here tonight, Eduardo Rodriguez. And he's off to a good start this year, Vinny.
He last pitched on last Wednesday against the White Sox. 96 pitches, covered just 4 innings, gave up 4 earned runs, including 2 solo homers in that one. He's given up 9 total earned runs on the season, 8 in his last 2 starts.
Yeah, his offense has covered him. They won both of those games where he's given up the 8 runs in the last 10 innings. Has not fared well against the Brewers in his 3 starts. He's 0-3 with an ERA near 6. But he has been a different pitcher to start the year. 2.89 ERA through the first month plus of the year. And the Brewers have all of their lefties on the bench here tonight. Mitchell, Hamilton, Black, and Frelick all available off the bench as Lockridge takes a ball. Turang and Bowers are the 2 lefties in the starting lineup. against this left-hander Rodriguez. There are 3 switch hitters in the batting order as well tonight. So a different look from what we saw last night. And Lockridge tied up with a good fastball and a strikeout to start the night for Rodriguez.
Take a look at that Arizona Diamondbacks defense playing behind Rodriguez. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. in left, Alec Thomas in center, Corbin Carroll in right field. Around the infield, third to first, Arenado, Perdomo, Marte, Vargas, and then behind the plate is Adrian Del Castillo.
Here's Bryce Terang, one of those lefties in the lineup. Terang, an everyday player at this point of his career. He gets matchups against lefties and starting to hit lefties over the last couple of seasons to earn that designation. That was not the case when he first came up. There's a lot of platoon. I feel like the left-handed hitters are always on the wrong end of the notion that left-handed hitters can't hit left-handed pitchers.
Yeah, they get that label placed on them for whatever reason. You know, they hit lefties in the minor leagues, and then they come up to the big leagues and they don't get any at-bats against lefties. But that was the case with Bryce. Remember, Counsell wouldn't let him start against left-handers.
2 balls and a strike, and that one's wrapped into the gap left center field. That is going to be one hopper off the wall. Bryce Terang against the lefty, no problem right there. It's a double, and the Brewers have a man on with 1 away in the first inning.
Just continues to hit extra base hits. Bryce Terang just barrels this one up, and he stays in that left center field gap. That is a thing of beauty right there, that swing. And look, that's on an 88-mile-per-hour cutter left on left. So just staying on it, driving it to the opposite field for a 1-out double.
Extra base hits have been hard to come by for the Brewers this year. But Terang, with his 4 homers, now a double, sets up Contreras, and a run scoring opportunity right away here. Contreras on the first pitch fouls it away. This is where the Brewers have thrived, as we talked about in the open, and Vinny broke down for you. The Brewers lead the majors in batting average with runners in scoring position, and last night the Brewers were 8 of 15 with runners in scoring position. That's like a week, and they did it all in one night.
Hitting .311 on the season with runners in scoring position and .295 with runners in scoring position with 2 outs. Those are backbreakers for opposing pitching staffs.
Diamondbacks are on that list as well. The Braves, first team to 21 wins in the major leagues. They've got a heavy offense as well. Good cut by Contreras. Fouls it back. It's 0-2. Terang, great speed at second base. Should score on anything that hits the outfield grass. And Contreras chased one. Rodriguez went upstairs with a fastball. Strikes him out. It is not a big power fastball, but it is an effective fastball up there, Vin.
Yeah, Rodriguez top rail heater right here. And look, he mainly uses that 4-seamer and cutter inside to righties, and then he uses the changeup away. That's when he's going good. So he climbed the ladder right there against Contreras and got him.
Got to lay off that one. It's like a big piece of chocolate cake. Looks good, not good for you. Here's Jake Bauers. Takes a strike. Bauers turning into an everyday player as well, and he has been so important to the Brewers in the absence of the 2 big right-handed sluggers, and Andrew Vaughn and Jackson Chourio. Those are centerpieces of the lineup. And Bauers is proving that he's good against lefties and righties. I think Pat Murphy is more than willing right now, out of need, to get his hot-hitting lefties in the lineup against lefty pitchers. You see what the Brewers have done with 2 outs. First in the major leagues in all these key categories. That's how a team that's not hitting a lot of homers and not a lot of extra base hits have continued to score runs at this clip. Able to check his swing. 1-2 the count.
And the home run that Sal Frelick hit in last night's game was the first home run in 8 games. Difficult to win, difficult to score if you're not hitting home runs, but the Brewers are doing it.
1-2 the count. Turang ready to run at second base. And Bowers takes a ball. 2-2. Bowers has a great eye. He really knows his strike zone. Even as a pinch hitter, he is a fighter at the plate. Usually gets deep into counts. Action pitch here. 2-2. And it's in the dirt. Missed with a changeup. And now the count goes full. All of the outs in this game have been via the strikeout. Sproat struck out the side in the first. 2 Ks here for Rodriguez. 3-2, 2 outs. Turang will be off of the crack of the bat. Bowers fouls it back.
And the reason why Jake Bowers is comfortable hitting against lefties is because of the approach that he has been taking so far this season. Yes, he can pull the ball. He can pull the ball the right way, though, B.A. Winning the inside half of the baseball. This is what Jason Lane talks about. This is what the hitting group talks about. So he can drive it to all fields.
And that ball to the opposite field, down into the gap, to the wall it goes. Turang will score. Jake Bowers into second, and the 2 left-handed hitters in the starting lineup deliver in the first inning. 1-0 Brewers on a Bowers double. Good call, Vinny.
Yeah, it's as pretty as it gets. Put the VCR on record right here and watch this over and over and over. That is just a pretty swing to the opposite field by Jake Bowers, who drives in Bryce Turang with another 2-out RBI using the opposite field again.
Watch it unfold on Wire Cam, brought to you by Potawatomi Sportsbook. And now Bowers at second base for Gary Sanchez. Sanchez has crushed left-handed pitching this year. He's been forced into the lineup a lot this season, probably more than he ever dreamed when he signed with the Brewers. Tried him at first base. That didn't go great. Catching and DH has kind of been his 2 spots in the lineup. And when Christian Yelich was injured, he's found himself in that DH role against the left-handed starters. Change up. Got a challenge here.
Batter's challenging to call strike.
Gary Sanchez didn't agree, and
Call's overturned. Milwaukee will have 1 challenge remaining.
he has emptied out 1 of the 2 challenges. ABS Challenge powered by T-Mobile.
Now you got to be very, very sure that the ball is in the zone if you're going to challenge again.
2-1. Sanchez brushed back, missed with a cutter.
And how good has Gary Sanchez been against those left-handed pitchers, B.A.? He's hitting .529 on the season against lefties, 9 for 17.
Got a hitter's count here, 3-1, and he looks at ball 4. Sanchez stood there for a moment just to ask. Just confirming he didn't hear Alfonso Marquez call strike.
Was that a strike? Because I'm going to challenge again if it was.
Ball 4 presented by Felco. And the Brewers off to a great start here in this one tonight in game 2. 2 hits, a walk. Now first and second with 2 men out. What a strange post-pitch dynamic that was.
Gary,
I'm sure Del Castillo is like, what is going on with this guy?
Gary, they say, is one of the sneakiest, funniest guys in the clubhouse.
Yeah, no doubt. First ball swinging, Rengifo into left field, got jammed a little. Gurriel is there, and that will retire the side. All right, good start for the Brew Crew. Brandon Sproat retired the side in order with 3 Ks. Brewers get him a run with 2 doubles.
Depot. Brandon Sproat back on the mound working with a lead, and he struck out the side in the first inning. Unfortunately for the Brewers bullpen and our Gruber Law offices called to the clubhouse a roster move that could affect them for the long term as the lefty Angel Serpa landed on the injured list earlier today with left forearm tightness. He last pitched Saturday against the Pittsburgh Pirates here at home. The velocity was down for him a little bit, and Pat Murphy's saying that injury is highly concerning for them. So Serpa's going to see the team doctors. He's going to have more imaging and testing done. He will likely get a second opinion, but Murph said they don't anticipate him back anytime soon. It could be a lengthy absence for him. So tough news there for the Brewers. They're already down a leverage arm with Jared Koenig, who's working his way back from an elbow injury as well. So that has created an opportunity for a major league debut in Brian Fitzpatrick, who they were called from Nashville.
All right, good stuff, Sophia. Thank you. With injury comes opportunity, and that's the right word Vinny Sophia used as Sproat picks up his 4th consecutive strikeout, this time on a breaking ball. So there's opportunities here for a lot of guys, and the Brewers, they believe in their depth. That is a strength of this ball club, and it was interesting hearing Brian Fitzpatrick earlier today. Our man Dom Catronio got down there and got some sound from him, and the way he is saying things like these little buzzwords that these guys have made me feel welcome. I feel like I belong here. I feel like I can make a contribution. That is not the case with a lot of ball clubs. Guys come up and you kind of have to earn your stripes. But Fitzpatrick, he does sound like a guy that feels extremely comfortable, even though he's about to make his big league debut.
Yeah, I'm sure there's some adrenaline pumping through his veins right now, and there will be once he makes his big league debut. But you're right. I mean, he's talked about just trusting what this organization has done with some of the adjustments he's made.
A little flare is going to fall in left field. Vargas extends his hitting streak. So it's 22 games this year, 25 going back to last season. And that was a knuckle buster into the grass in no man's land in left field.
The first ball put in play against Brandon Sproat after striking out the first 4, and Vargas just dumps one into left field.
When you're hot, you're hot.
Yep.
22 game hitting streak this year. Got a long way to go to 56. And Jolton Joe DiMaggio. So runner at first time Sproat in the stretch. Flare. We got an F1. A rare pitcher making a play on a pop-up.
Maybe you think about dropping that and then throwing to first.
That's asking way too much.
Too much for a pitcher,
way
right?
Too much.
Let's just catch the ball and record it out.
Just catch it. Actually, we kid, but Sproat has already shown us the elite level athlete that he is. He is very fast. He was a quarterback in high school. He fields his position beautifully. He has an incredible pickoff move. Some of the quickest feet you will ever see. And he's already nabbed 3. He got 2 in 1 game. And you notice Vargas is hovering right around that bag. The book is out on Sproat. Diamondbacks are not a team that steals a lot of bases anyway. Nolan Arenado quickly down 0-2.
Just 16 stolen bases on the year for the Diamondbacks, tied for 21st.
Brewers lead the league in that category. A team that runs wild. Different ways to get to a 15-13 record with these two. Torey Lovullo has been to a World Series. Excellent manager. Diamondbacks had an amazing run. Arenado out in front. Breaking ball from Sproat. And 2 tidy innings here. He's got 4 strikeouts already. He's put up 2 zeros. Brewers lead 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the 2nd.
Sunday is the day to bring your family to a Brewers game with a Family Sunday bundle. For $85 all in, you'll get 4 Brewers tickets, lunch and parking. Score this deal for Sunday home games at brewers.com/Family Sundays.
You could call it Sunday Fun Day, Billy.
Yeah.
If you like. I mean, you can add lib if you like every now and then. You're locked in on the script. I don't blame you.
That's one thing I haven't learned from Rock yet.
Here's Greg Jones. Well, he can't get through one. That's the problem. Greg Jones, switch hitter, sends that one in the air. Lazy little pop-up. The shortstop Perdomo puts it away for out number 1. That'll give us a chance to hear a word from Diggers Hotline.
For 50 years, Diggers Hotline has helped protect Wisconsin residents. Contact them for free 3 or more working days before digging. Be smart. Check before you start.
Blake Perkins with 1 away. 3 consecutive switch hitters for Pat Murphy down near the bottom of the batting order tonight. 6, 7, and 8. Rengifo, Jones, and Perkins all switch hitters. The Diamondbacks did make a roster move today. They brought Philip Abner to the big league, so he's their lone lefty in the bullpen. There's a little jam shot roller to Arenado, and the throw is up the line. Vargas gets the tag down, and Perkins is out number 2.
Yeah, it looked like he tagged him actually near the head region. This is a rare misfire throw from the Gold Glover, Platinum Glover. Yes, you can see Vargas jumping off the bag and tagging Perkins.
Haven't been many as good as Nolan Arenado in his career at third base. He is in the pantheon of all-time great defensive third baseman ever.
Yeah, maybe the best ever.
I wouldn't argue with that.
35 years old, Nolan Arenado. Brewers and Brewers fans have seen him plenty.
Yeah. Started with the Rockies and the Cardinals. Now he's found a home here in Arizona. Diamondbacks have some good names in their lineup and on their roster. Joey Ortiz with 2 outs. Another little jam shot. And 3 up and 3 down. And a comeback inning here for Eduardo Rodriguez. Brewers got 1 in the first. They go in order in the second. And we go to the third, 1-0 Milwaukee. American Family Field on a Wednesday night. We'll wrap up this series tomorrow afternoon. Little day baseball on a Thursday before the Brewers hit the road. Got a 3-game series against the Nats and then 3 against the Cardinals on this next road trip. Brandon Sproat, he has opened up some eyes here in the first 2 innings. He started his night by striking out the first 4 batters he faced. A little flare single by Vargas, and then he wiped out Gurriel and Arenado with little pop-ups. Then he's got the combination of power and the ability to throw strikes, but with movement and stay out of the barrel of the bat.
It's just electric stuff coming out of the right hand of Brandon Sproat. And Chris Hook added a cutter. Didn't throw that pitch last year. That's something that he uses to crowd left-handers at the top of the zone. Well, stop me if you've heard that before, right?
There's a little soft liner to left. Jose Fernandez has been a hot hitter for the Diamondbacks, and he opens up the third with a single.
That's that sweeper out over the plate. And Fernandez is a guy that's anything near the zone, he's swinging at it, and he's been good so far, barreling up the baseball for the Diamondbacks. Just 22 years old.
Yeah, last 17 games he's hitting .350. So he's on one right now. Number 9 hitter Alek Thomas showing bunt early, and he takes a ball. A couple of home runs this year for Thomas. Hit one of the biggest home runs in Diamondbacks postseason history back in 2023. There's a close play. Sproat's got a great move. Fernandez almost got put out there. Bowers is such a skilled first baseman too. Being left-handed helps, but a lower throw and he's got a chance at an out.
That was close.
Brewers did take a look at it. They will not challenge.
Such a quick right foot on that pivot, picking over to first base from Sproat.
Thomas again showing bunt early. And the long pause. Now he pulls it back and he swings and fouls it away.
Yeah, not an easy guy to bunt anyway, right? So as everything's moving, late movement, you don't know what's coming at you from Brandon Sproat. And Alek Thomas just faking the bunt, trying to get the infielders moving around. It's like William got a piece of that one. Or that got a piece of William, I should say.
He's had a couple in this game already. That's why they call it the tools of brilliance. Gotta love mixing it up back there. Thomas late on that one. Thomas's signature moment as a big leaguer was a game-tying Game 4 home run in the NLCS.
That was in 2023.
Yep, 2023. They would go to the World Series that year. Lost to the Rangers in the World Series. Thomas skies out with the center field, and Perkins will put it away for the out. First out of the inning. Back to first goes Fernandez.
They score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we've got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/Brewers, the official source for your Brewers gear.
One away to the top of the order now, Geraldo Perdomo. Switch hitter struck out in the first inning. And there's another quick move, and Fernandez stays put. I think
he had him.
I think first base umpire Mike Easterbrook was ready to ring him up.
He was getting into that power stance to ring him up with that out call, but Jake Bauers, that ball just squirts out of his glove. He definitely had him. The glove was down on the hand before the hand got to the base.
Great look. Good camera work. Digging right in there. Bauers just trying to be quick with that catch and tag, and a little too quick before he squeezed the baseball. Certainly got Fernandez's attention, though. He's creeping out there a little bit bigger with a lead. There he goes. And Contreras has thrown to second base. The tag out at second. That is great teamwork all the way around. Sproat and Bauers keeping Fernandez just a little closer than he wanted to be. And our defensive play of the game, courtesy of Aurora Healthcare, as a caught stealing.
Yeah, throw right on the money and up the line a little bit, and that's what catchers and infielders are taught to do. That cuts down the distance you have to throw the guy out at second base. Just such a quick throw and right on the money from William.
It was absolute perfection on all fronts. And Ortiz hanging right in there for that tag as well.
And think about, too, those pickoffs. And you're just going to shorten up just a little bit, and you're going to have a little bit of doubt in the back of your mind whether or not you can get a good jump against Brandon Sproat because of that great move to first.
Back in the windup here, 1-1 to count. Perdomo takes a ball. Sproat ready for a 2-1, and that one's ripped foul into the netting.
Yeah, you wonder why Torey Lovello would send Fernandez. You're just trying to get something going. You're just trying to get some momentum going on your side. Especially you're watching this kid who you've never heard of just kind of carve up your entire lineup.
Yeah, that's the one guy that can steal a base for you, Fernandez. William Contreras, by the way, has gone to the top of the Major League leaderboard in caught stealing. Has 10 of them now. He'd be the first to tell you it has a lot to do with the pitcher. Has mostly to do with the pitcher and his willingness to hold on. It's actually 9 caught stealing for Contreras. 2-2 pitch, and that's in the dirt. 3-2 the count.
And William works at it, right? That's the only reason why catchers are good throwers. He has not been blessed with just an 80 arm, right? Just a great throwing arm. It's an average arm, but he works at it a lot, and he's quick and accurate.
Full count, 2 outs. And Sproat misses, so a man on. First walk issued by Sproat. He can get into some command problems. He is a work in progress, but he's getting closer and closer to a finished product. He's getting his first chance in a big league rotation as a regular. He came up with the Mets last year. His major league debut, he lit it up against Cincinnati. Pitched in some big games for the Mets in crunch time last year. First 2 games of the season, remember he had that dreadful first game. He gave up 7 earned runs in 3 innings against the White Sox, and he was clearly nervous and couldn't find it. He gave up 4 more runs in his next start against Kansas City, and he's only given up 5 runs since. Settling into his role and knowing that he has a spot in the rotation, which is something he's not been able to say yet as a major leaguer.
Remember, he gave up that grand slam after facing 4 hitters with against the White Sox, and to brush that off and to settle in and do what he's doing right now is pretty impressive.
2 outs for Ketel Marte with a runner at first, and a big cut on a big curveball. Ooh. It's all there, Vinny. He's got the whole package.
He's got all the ingredients to be an ace. Wow.
And we'll watch him grow and develop right in front of our eyes this year. Sproat couldn't be happier to be with the Brewers. I mean, he obviously feels a great sense of gratitude with the Mets bringing him to the big leagues, developing him. But the reputation is out about how the Brewers can just get those finishing pieces and reclamation projects. That ball's hit well deep into right field. Jones is back. He's got it right at the wall. Just got him on the label enough. And a long, loud out. And Sproat gets through the 3rd scoreless.
And a blue moon.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Miller Lite. Taste you can depend on. And by Northwestern Mutual. Discover a better way to money at northwesternmutual.com. Here we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning from American Family Field, home of the Brewers. And Matt Arnold joins us here in the booth, down from your lair.
Okay.
Up in right field, down from the.
Come on.
There's a bunt by Lockridge, and that's a base hit. Brandon Lockridge with the boss on the headset. Drops down a perfect infield bunt single. All right, Matt, that's a good way to start your day here in the booth.
How about it?
How are you?
Great.
How's life at the top of the baseball operations for the Brewers? You guys are kind of hanging in there.
Life is good. No, we got a great group, man. Life is good. Honestly, we're off to a mixed start, I would say.
Yeah.
Just obviously with a lot of the injuries that we're navigating right now with Yelly, Churio, Vaughn coming back, Priester hopefully soon after that, and but yeah, obviously doing what we can to stay alive and keep fighting, just like we just did with that bunt there.
You know, we hit the air today. Vinny and I talked about the unusual nature of how the Brewers are scoring runs. One of the great run scoring teams in the National League, top 5 in that category, but great with runners in scoring position, but not hitting homers. Not a lot of extra base hits. I know you're into the formulas a little bit. Well, what is the secret sauce on why so effective getting on, stealing bases, and then scoring runs at this clip?
Yeah, it's a combination of a lot of things down there. I mean, first of all, we have a ton of team speed, as you know. You guys like Brandon Lockridge and guys like Bryce Terang. I mean, a lot of these guys can run, and obviously learning to emphasize a lot of the little things that we talk about all the time, and making sure just you can execute on those things and putting the ball in play when you need to, hitting the backside grounder when you need to. And look, yesterday we didn't hit a ton of balls hard, but a lot of balls in play and using your speed, making things happen on the bases, and that's what we're all about.
And putting together that kind of roster, Matt, and the team speed, the ability to control the strike zone, these are things and attributes that you guys are looking for in players, right? And I'll tell you what, it is a fun brand of baseball to watch these last few years, right? And that's clearly something you guys are looking for. Those boxes need to be checked for players you acquire.
Absolutely,
right?
Yeah. Athletes, good players. It honestly come out of all different forms, but you got a foundation of a good hitter that can run, that can play defense, that hustles the way the Murph demands, in a great way. Those are the kind of boxes that we want to check.
Visiting with Matt Arnold, with Bryce Terang at the plate. He roped a double into the gap in the opposite field last time up. And he takes a strike 3 and 2 as the count. While you're here, I want to get into this conversation I had with Bryce Terang today and get your opinion. We were talking about left-handed hitters against left-handed pitching. And Terang, obviously, you don't get to this level without being an alpha dog, thinking you can hit anybody. And he shoots one into the opposite field, and it is over the head of Thomas. Here comes Lockridge off to the races. He'll be waved home. And he will score Bryce Terang, his second double against the left-hander Rodriguez. It's an RBI double to make it 2-0 Milwaukee.
God, I'm telling you, Alec Thomas got burned on this ball right here, playing a little bit shallow. He's a confident outfielder, but Bryce Terang, burns him. Usually guys that know that they can go and get it, they play a little bit shallow. And he actually came in on that ball, BA, and burned him right there. And that is a big double right there and another run for the Brewers.
Absolutely cooked that ball off the bat at 105 exit velocity, which perfectly sets up my question for you, Arnie, as Contreras takes a ball. So, to be a good hitter against a left-hander, you're always going to run into the lefty-lefty matchup in the postseason. And I was talking to Bryce Terang about that today. But to be good at it, his opinion was I needed to be in the lineup against lefties. And I'm sure there is that tipping point for you guys to have a player earn his place against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, you got to find a lane for it when you can, and there are certainly opportunities to do it, like you see it tonight. And these guys get that opportunity, and hopefully they can continue to do that into high leverage. But there's only one way to do it, is to get reps. And you got to go out and do that. And then also there are opportunities to get guys off days. If maybe it's not the best matchup for those guys, and Murph and the guys do a great job with their game prep and collaborating with everybody on our staff to do a great job to put them in a position to succeed, and that's all we want to do.
Here's Bowers, another lefty against a left-handed pitcher. And I thought it was fascinating that Bryce said sometimes, even if I'm struggling against a left-handed pitcher, it helps me against right-handers. It helps me stay in the mechanics of the swing when you have to face a left-handed pitcher.
Yeah, and I think it also, honestly, I think there's a certain way the pitchers have to pitch guys, and if they're seeing only righties, maybe they can get into a rhythm in terms of how they want to attack just a lineup full of righties, and I think Wade Miley used to talk about that all the time. And I do think that having the ability to navigate both a lefty and a righty is also a little more challenging for the pitcher.
Yeah, sometimes lefties will cut it off, right, because they see that batter standing there and they don't feel like they can get through the pitch. But Jake Bauers hitting right now, this is a perfect example of you guys giving an opportunity to a guy. He signed him as a minor league free agent a few years back. He makes the team, and now all of a sudden he's starting to figure it out. And you talk to guys on this roster, on this team, about the opportunities that you guys give guys. It doesn't matter who they are. If they're playing, if they're performing, you guys are gonna get them in there, and they're gonna be an important cog in this thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, any chance. Look, we want to try to give guys opportunities, and you want to be honest with players. When they come in the door about what that opportunity looks like, and a lot of guys like Jake. I mean, hit the ground running, and they just do unbelievable things. I mean, this guy's had some huge home runs for this franchise. I mean, and just what he's doing this year, and he's such a great kid, and he's been through a lot. I mean, I love him so much. It's awesome.
Yeah, and I talked to Rob Zastryzny about that, and he said that this team, more than any other team he's been with, right? He's been all around the place, all around the league, and this organization, what you guys do, you give in off the feel of there's a culture here that if I perform, it doesn't matter who I am. It doesn't matter who I got traded for, how much I signed for, what round I got drafted in. You guys are going to give him an opportunity.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah, look, I mean, I don't care where you come from, Mars or whatever planet. We got a scout there. It's probably
you do have a scout there.
We'll have somebody cross-checking you, for sure. If there's a pretty good player on Saturn, we'll come see you. But yeah, like you said, Vinny, it's a great place to play, and Murph again does an incredible job putting the guys in a position to succeed.
Here's Gary Sanchez with 2 outs, visiting with Matt Arnold, and on the first pitch, and that ball is caught. It's on a hop. Arenado just lobs one over to first. I think he caught it on the line anyway, and the inning is over. All right, you got to run, Matt Arnold. Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy.
Back to your lair.
Thanks, man.
It's heavy security up there in right field.
Okay, here we go. Thanks.
One day he's going to invite us.
Anytime.
Nice. It looks
Come
nice
on up.
there.
Anytime.
Human sense.
2-0 Brewers. Bryce Terang with an RBI double to give the Brewers an insurance run here early. Brandon Sproat has been excellent. I didn't have a chance to get to Brandon Sproat with Matt Arnold. We always appreciate Matt coming up. And he's always paying attention to how many runs he delivers when he's in the booth with us. So he's on a good run.
I think every time that we've talked to him up here, when I've been up here, they've gotten runs.
Well, he did have a 7-run inning once when he was in the booth with us. So he's always going to have a little padding in the overall historic stats.
We're going to have to start kicking him out.
Yeah, David Stearns by far the fewest runs ever produced with a head of baseball operations on the air. Corbin Carroll leads off for Arizona. Good conversation with Matt. You always appreciate his candor and what he believes in his team. And we always talk about culture every place we go. We hear from other franchises asking about Brewers culture and why players go to Milwaukee. Not even necessarily the reclamation projects, but even the young guys like Sproat, and they seem to thrive here. Matt Arnold deserves a good chunk of that credit.
As smart as they come in the game, Matt Arnold, right? But you can sense that he has created, as the leader of this organization on the baseball operations side of things, that he's created a culture where guys feel welcome. Guys feel like they can belong and do some things at the big league level.
Sproat takes care of Carroll. Nasty pitch. Look at this.
Look at that breaking ball right there that starts off the plate away. You can see how he holds that, kind of spikes that grip a little bit, and Corbin Carroll down on strikes.
5 strikeouts for Brandon Sproat, whom Matt Arnold acquired from his old boss, David Stearns and the Mets, part of the Freddie Peralta deal.
Well, in that deal too, right? They had Jonah Tong, they had Nolan McLean, and they had Brandon Sproat as the top 3 pitching prospects in the Mets organization. And the Brewers, I guess you could say they almost got lucky enough to get Sproat, or smart enough to get Sproat, because
it's going to be one of the 3, on the board for Freddie Peralta. But then Jed Williams, part of that deal as well. And then you let those 2 guys, Jim Henderson and Chris Hook, get after it with this guy. Del Castillo sends one deep into left field. Lockridge is at the wall, and it is gone. Adrian Del Castillo, opposite field pop. Just his 2nd home run. And he puts the Diamondbacks on the board. That ball was smoked.
At 377 feet from Del Castillo. 100 miles per hour off the bat. Maybe just a little bit too much plate on this sinker down the middle, and Castillo stays on it, drives it out of here to left field. And Brandon Lockridge giving his best effort to try and bring that one back, but just it's too far.
Talk about hitters back spinning a baseball. You could really see it on that contact from Del Castillo. It just kept traveling. So the Diamondbacks are on the board. Arizona is a heavy hitting offense, 3rd in the National League in extra base hits. They can score some runs here. They're bottom 5 in on base percentage, but they're top 5 in team batting average. They don't walk much, and they strike out a lot.
Very aggressive ball club.
And that ball's lined into center field, a base hit. So Ildemaro Vargas, who has this long hitting streak going at 22 in a row this year, is 2 for 2 today.
Yeah, one of the top hitters in all of baseball this season, Ildemaro Vargas, and everything that he is touching and putting in play is finding a hole. He actually got jammed on that ball a little bit and hit a soft little line drive into center.
Runner at first, 1 away. Here's Gurriel now. Sproat has the ability to get the ground ball double play with that power sinker he throws. 2 things work in his favor. He is a power pitcher, but he kind of pitches in a philosophy of a ball and play ground ball pitcher, meaning he's a very good athlete, fields his position well, holds runners well, so he gives himself opportunities at double play balls, more than most power pitchers do.
Well, he gets ground balls at an above average rate, around 50%. It's because of that sinker. I mean, we've seen that thing all the way up to 99 miles per hour at times. This is a good ground ball candidate, double play candidate right here in Gurriel.
And Gurriel lines one to left. Got in a favorable count. And 3 consecutive hits by the Diamondbacks in this 4th inning.
Well, this is what they do. They can strike quickly. Right, they have a pretty potent lineup, especially with the top 3 guys at the top of the order, but the guys down towards the bottom, and Vargas and Gurriel swinging a hot bat as well. So a couple of hits in a row here against Sproat.
And with Nolan Arenado coming up, Chris Hook's going to make his way to the mound. 2-1, the Brewers lead it here in the 4th. And with Hook out to the mound. A chance for us to hear a word from Potawatomi Sportsbook.
When Potawatomi Sportsbook invited me, John Kuhn, to be their spokesperson, I had to join the team. Yes! Yeah! Potawatomi Sportsbook. Your sport, our stadium.
So Brandon Sproat has been dominant at times. Has run into some trouble here in the fourth. 3 straight hits, including a homer. And a long time first ball swinger in Nolan Arenado, if he gets the one he wants. Always rave about Arenado's defense. His years in Colorado, he was a monster run producer. Regularly triple-digit RBI numbers. And there were a few years there he drove at 130 a year, every year. Swings to the first pitch, fouls it away. He's bounced into 4 double plays already this year in just 26 games. Sproat would love to get one on the ground with him right here. So he's been good with runners in scoring position this season. First and second, 1 away, and that ball is deep into left field. Arenado is going to watch this one fly. 3-run home run, and the quick strike Diamondbacks do just that here in the fourth. Be a 4-run inning. Arenado with his 5th home run. And it's 4-2 Arizona in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, all 5 home runs have come within the last couple of weeks from Arenado, who is swinging a very hot bat. That's the sinker. Again, everything's kind of just flattened out in these last 4 hitters. For Brandon Sproat, that sinker just kind of, hangs up there a little bit at the bottom of the zone, and Brewers and Brewers fans have had nightmares about that swing right there from Nolan Arenado for a number of years now. That was a bomb.
So Arizona flips the scoreboard here. 4 consecutive hits. Jose Fernandez swinging away at the first pitch. This is all part of the process with Sproat, the growing pains. He can be dominant at times, and he can get himself into quick trouble at times.
Yeah, so it's the off-speed stuff. It's the secondary weapons from Sproat that he needs to kind of tunnel off of that fastball, and he needs to land them for strikes. You notice these last 4 hitters, those secondary pitches have been kind of all over the place.
Like that. That's a sweeping breaking ball back to the screen.
Yeah, you said it, BA. Just growing pains, right? 25 years old. What is this, his 10th start in the big leagues?
Ground ball out to Terang. And Fernandez is retired. 2nd out of the inning.
th appearance in an opener for a couple of starts. Came out of the pen, I should say, for a couple of starts this season, but all part of the process. He'll figure it out. Stuff's too good. He's too athletic not to.
Difference being he knows he's going to have a turn in the rotation to try to fight through all these challenges he deals with, and it's worth the effort. 2 gone for Alek Thomas. Brewers get a run in the first, add 1 in the third. RBIs from Bowers and Terang, 2 left-handed hitters against the left-handed starter Eduardo Rodriguez. These are big run producing teams here in different ways, but 2 teams that score a lot of runs. There's a strike. Cut fastball, 92, right on the back door, bottom of the strike zone. Thomas late on it, fouls it away, 2-2.
And the other thing too, BA, with this inning kind of unraveling on Brandon Sproat is you're cruising, and then all of a sudden Del Castillo squares up a little bit of a mistake out over the plate on that sinker for a home run, and it kind of just jars you a little bit. Makes you doubt your stuff just a hair, and that's all part of the learning process for Brandon Sproat. Rather than kind of go down that path, in your mind, you just get right back and trust the process, trust your stuff.
Well, since the strikeout to Corbin Carroll to start this inning, 7 of his last 8 secondary pitches have been for balls. That one is in there for a strike on a foul ball. To your point, it can just disappear quick. These are all work in progress pitches for him.
Right.
There's never a question about the fastball, but you need something off of that, and that's what he's currently developing in front of our eyes here. 2-2 and a little chopper foul, so he's come back with a couple of good off-speed pitches. DL Hall loosening in the Brewers pen right now. '25th pitch of the inning for Sproat, and a 2-2 is just inside. Didn't miss by much. Count goes full. Pitch number 9 of the sequence, and Thomas got jammed a little bit. Fly ball to center field, routine for Perkins, and the inning is over. But 2 swings of the bat, and the Diamondbacks put up a quick 4 on the board against Brandon Sproat. It's now Arizona 4, Milwaukee 2. Brewers coming up bottom 4. 4-2. Diamondbacks just flipped the scoreboard here with 2 homers in the top of the 4th. Mark Atanasios over there in the expensive seats with his brother Paul joining us on a headset. Hey, Mark. It's hanging out with your brother at the ballpark. What's better than that?
So not to whatever preview anything, but opening day we got 14 runs with him here, and last time got 13 runs. So we're hoping for top wood similar tonight.
I mean, what's your first memory of going to a ball game with your brother?
With my brother, I think we went to a bat day in Yankee Stadium against the Indians.
Wow.
My first baseball game, 1966 opening day, I went with Phil Trediak, wherever he is, and his pops.
That ball's well hit. Rengifo to right field, and it's over the head of Carroll. And it bounces out. It'll be an automatic double here for Luis Rengifo. And a good start for the Brewers in this 4th inning. We brought you on, Mark, for some run support, and it's a good way to start the inning here.
By the way, am I looking out towards Tito's, or am I looking which way to see?
We got you covered.
You got us covered. All right.
I kind of like going down memory lane, though, because the dynamic of you and your brother as boys going to a Major League Baseball game, never dreaming that you'd both be as successful as you are, and one of them would own a team, and now you're here just like you always were, sitting with your brother at a game. I think that's pretty cool.
Paul, who besides his couple Academy Award nominations, created the shows House and Bull, as you know. He's got Pat Murphy pitching him on a movie idea. He's got Matt Arnold pitching him on a movie idea.
Yeah.
Just saying.
He's got a few people pitching him, I'm sure. No doubt. Don't let Tim Dillard get loose on him. Tim Dillard's got screenplays everywhere. I'm sure he would love Paul to take a look.
You're saying Tim Dillard could give you some ideas on movies.
It's great to have both of the Atanasios here for now. Well, Mark, give us a State of the Union on the ball club. Obviously, at 15 and 13, as we have an ABS challenge here. We'll let that unfold real quick. And that one is in there, and the Brewers.
Calls confirmed. Milwaukee is out of challenges.
Yep, out of challenges already. So.
Yeah, one of the things you see is the umpires do a pretty good job.
Yes, for sure.
As Larry David would say, pretty good.
Pretty good. 15 and 13.
Yeah.
Been a streaky team, but dealing with a lot of injuries, a lot of inexperience. Where are you at with the ball club right now?
Well, you called it. It's still an 87 win pace, and I was in meeting with Matt and his group today. One of the things we were talking about is run differential, which ultimately, governed success over a whole season. We're 4th in the National League, and with Dodgers, Braves, Padres, then us. So, I think, especially with the injuries, that's sort of where we want to be, frankly. With more consistency, but you've got 3 big bats coming back with Churio and Vaughn and Yelly. And I think that the pitching will get stabilized a little bit with these young pitchers, going a little longer in games, and the relief pitching straightening out.
Yeah, and Mark, you mentioned the 87-win pace. I mean, with as strong as this NL Central is looking to be so far this season, you got to imagine, those teams, you guys are all going to kind of beat up on each other. You got to imagine around 87, 90, maybe a few more might win the division.
Yeah, and that's the good news in that is, there's also a balanced schedule, so we see how we all do against, the other league and the other teams. And it makes for a more interesting summer, if it's more than just the Cubs and the Brewers, or the Brewers and the Cubs, depending on how you look at it. We're already planning for the series with them in May, and I'm sure they're doing the same.
Yeah, and with as good a stuff as we're watching from Brandon Sproat, Kyle Harrison, and The Miz, does that remind you a little bit of what we saw and what you saw from Corbin Burns, Big Woo, and Freddie Peralta back 2018, 2019?
Yeah, well, you sure? You like to dream on that?
Yeah.
And the great news is that we got Big Woo here to help mentor them. And I know they lean on him a little bit.
Yeah, Brandon Woodruff was holding court before the game today, actually, with those guys, as he does throughout the game. Here's Perkins, a pop-up right up the pipe behind the plate. It's going to be playable for Del Castillo, and there is the second out. What are your headlines, Mark, with the team on the field, off the field? The way the season has started is what it is as far as the record, but the fan base is excited. The expectation level is massive, and that's a testament to you, but that also brings a lot of pressure to the scene too, which is a privilege, as the old statement goes.
Yeah, sure. And I like that we have to think about how to beat the Reds and the Pirates and the Cardinals too coming up. We'll be, as you could say, we'll be all right. We will be all right. Look, these guys, Matt Arnold and his group. First of all, by the way, whether it's Matt Arnold, Matt Klein, Matt Klentak, got a lot of Matts, plus Hudgy and Carl and Ethan. We had Cam Castro today. We had a 2-hour meeting, and I have to say, multidisciplinary approach. Everything is thought out in great detail, out months actually, in how they prepare. It was really impressive for any business in the presentation I had today. And I just want our fans to know that we're working as hard upstairs as we're downstairs. You talk to Murph and the guys, these guys are grinding away. And these guys, I was saying to one of our fans today, every one of these players is a winner. They all grew up in minor leagues winning, and they win here. Even looking at Brandon Lockridge in the on-deck circle, he was in a winning organization. They're not used to losing, and I don't believe they're going to lose this year.
What about the job that you guys did in extending Pat Murphy, right? How important was that? Because obviously he's done a great job these last couple of seasons, back-to-back Manager of the Year awards. That was a very, obviously a very important piece to get him locked up.
Talk about someone who knows how to win.
Yeah.
Got win tonight all over the clubhouse. And look, also for a young team, he knows how to motivate and develop young players. He knows how to trust young players. Throws these guys right in, and he's done. You can't do much better than Manager of the Year, right? He did it back to back. Last guy who did that was Bobby Cox. So sure, of course, I believe from a management standpoint, you really want continuity, and the whole group here has locked arms for years now in working together, and it's paid off.
Oh, and even the Atlanta Braves followed the Brewers model, followed your model, Mark. They hired Walt Weiss after Brian Snitker retired. They wanted to stay in-house. He had been the bench coach with the Braves for 8 years. Similar, and they make no bones about it. They saw what happened in Milwaukee, the transition from Counsell to Murphy, and even with their big payroll, they are following the lead of the Milwaukee Brewers, which is impressive.
Well, that's really, I really look up to that organization. They've been exceptional in the sport for decades. So that's it's good to hear that. And I understood we had a meeting after the game last night that even Ichiro's talked about how the Brewers play baseball the right way.
Everywhere I go, that's the first question from managers. And I was with Detroit and Atlanta yesterday. Both managers talked about the Brewers, talked about Murphy, the way the Brewers run their shop, and it's pretty much universal at this point, Mark. Honestly, you hear it everywhere you go. I don't know the secret sauce, but I just know culture matters, and you know, from you down through the whole org. We just had Matt Arnold on last inning, and you know, you guys deserve a lot of credit, because I think players, where the rubber meets the road, is the players feel like they belong and are valued and feel comfortable when they walk through the doors of that clubhouse, and everybody does, it seems like.
I think they feel valued, and I think they also know that we're committed top to bottom, you know, everybody in the organization, to them, you know, getting better and being the best they can be. We're looking at Bryce Terang here in the from when we first drafted him out of high school. He's one of the best second basemen in baseball now. And, you know, it's a great, you know, other players, you know, our pitcher tonight, Sprout, Sprout, I guess, Brandon Sprout, he believes he's going to flourish here. And if you look at what Chris Hook and Jim Henderson have done with other pitchers, he's probably got good reason to believe that.
Yeah, no question. See if Brandon Lockridge can get it done here. He has been great with runners in scoring position. First and second, 2 outs. Lockridge hitting .381 in these situations this year. And he takes a ball. He's got a good eye. Sees a lot of pitches. Speedy player the Brewers got from the Padres last year. Arizona just got 4 in the top of this inning, and the Brewers looking for a little 2-out magic. 3-0 the count, with Terang due next. You have an ownership take sign that you can just flash, or is that just understood here?
No, I trust him to have a good at-bat.
That is a red light.
Yeah.
But now he'll let it fly if he wants one.
You're in a good spot to view all this, so I'm sure you've seen him in this situation before.
He's been great.
I think Murph and the coaches focus guys on hitting pitches that are, you know, hittable pitches.
And Lockridge takes a ball. Excellent at bat to get Terang. A swing. A challenge is coming.
Catcher and challenge to call a ball.
So Del Castillo thought it was a strike, and he might be right. Let's see here. He is. Ding ding.
Call is overturned. It is a strike.
You know, I really like this, but it, you know, the strike zone seems wider than it otherwise would be, but I think it actually forces guys to swing more, which creates more action.
It's been, I think it has been one of the more entertaining pieces of the game. You're locked in on pitches as early. We're here in the 4th inning, and we're dialed in a game in late April on a pitch-by-pitch basis. I love it.
You know, guys have said that they feel like the top of the zone is a little bit shorter than what they're used to.
Yeah, I've heard that, and those pitches are harder to hit.
Right.
3-2 the count with 2 men on. They'll get a head start here. Brewers down a pair. Runners go. Lockridge earned that walk.
He did.
And he is aboard for Terang. That was the guy the Brewers wanted to get to the plate. And Marcus Terang comes up to the box here in a big spot. I mean, not only is he one of the best second basemen in the league, you could say from the second half on last year, he might be one of the best players going in the game.
Yeah, he's one of the top guys in on base percentage, and does every, you know, he's what it's what Christian Yelich calls a winning player.
Fun to see him emerge with the elites in the World Baseball Classic. He's up in a big spot. He's got a couple of big hits already. Opposite field doubles, and he wraps that one down the left field line. Got some heat on it. It is slicing foul. And the count is 0-2. I think the power has been the most surprising aspect of Terang's game starting in the second half last year.
But it's a bunch of guys on your roster, Mark, and on this roster that just aren't afraid in situations like this. 2 outs, 0-2, bases loaded.
100%.
And here is an 0-2 and a bouncing ball. Over is Vargas, and he'll beat Terang to the bag. So the Brewers cut in a little bit to Rodriguez that they failed to score. Mark, great to have you with us. And tell your brother hello. And
yeah, maybe we'll see you downstairs after the game.
We'll keep it rolling here.
Great, thanks,
Always
guys.
appreciate it. Mark
Thanks, me too.
Horacio and his brother Paul in the ballpark tonight.
He's available every single day.
Brandon Sproat back on the mound. This is his 6th appearance and 4th start of the season for Milwaukee. And talking to pitching coach Chris Hook, what he's learning about this Brewers rookie. And he said, look, I can just see the confidence growing start to start for Sproat. And he said there's trust being earned on both sides of that relationship. And Chris and Jim Henderson and Juan Sandoval, they pour a lot of energy and time into building these relationships and establishing that trust, especially with these young pitchers that are coming in from the outside, Sproat coming from the Mets. And so he said, we're just working on the right mix of the usage for him of both to lefties and righties. And that's a normal process for any rookie, he said. But right now, the emphasis on the cutter. Overall, the usage for him is 26%. He's averaging around 94 miles per hour with that pitch. But he said it's starting to show just the velocity, the shapes, the hard movement, the whiff that he's able to get with that pitch. He said it's starting to remind you like Corbin Burns. That's maybe not a fair comp quite yet. And that's obviously an elite cutter for Brewers fans, but it's starting to trend that way. And so Chris Hook said when you start to see flashes of that and him being able to execute that consistently, he said it just makes you really excited about what he can do start to start and continue that daily work in between that they hammer every day.
Well, it's a 94 mile per hour cutter, and when right, it is like a Corbin Burns cutter. I mean, it's got similar shape to it as Perdomo draws the walk against Sproat to lead off the inning, but it's got similar shape, similar velocity, and similar results. Guys, when right, cannot square this pitch up, and this is a brand new pitch for him, and he's throwing it 26% of the time now.
Yep, and it's a results-oriented league. You want to see the results. He's shown those flashes, but that's why you hang with a kid like this. The game's going to continue to slow down, the tension level, all those things that make these pitches consistent and repeatable. It's all about experience right now. So you got to live through some of the lumps and a 4-run inning like we saw last inning, because there's a lot of greatness on the other end of it, you would think. It shows that way anyway.
Well, and Chris Hook talks so much about their catch play and what they're doing in between starts. And every time that they throw a baseball, they're actually working on something. And I watched Chris Hook work with them in Boston, and it is all about direction. When he has got good direction towards his target, this kid's stuff is nasty as anybody's.
There's a bounce to the Bowers. Got a chance for 2 here. Out at second, and nobody on the bag at first base. Sproat stayed put. Terang was over as well. I think Bowers thought somebody was going to be there, and Brewers don't end up getting a chance to turn 2, and it looks like
a little confusion here. Bowers should be able to just kind of get back, turn the 3-6-3 double play, and no one.
Mike Easterbrook was in front of Terang, who was going to the bag.
Right.
It's not his fault. It's just a circumstance. He's trying to get out of the way of the scene. And Pat Murphy's going to take the ball with Corbin Carroll coming up here. So that's the end for Sproat. Showed some greatness, but he will exit down 4-2, and that brings up DL Hall. We'll set up the matchups.
USAA, taking care of our own.
Well, some bad, but a lot of good, and Sproat left to his thoughts over there on the dugout rail. He's out here in the 5th inning. DL Hall comes in. So far 4 1/3 with a runner. That's his responsibility. Gruber Law Office's 1 call, that's all. Call to the pin. And a matchup lefty for Pat Murphy with the left-handed hitting Corbin Carroll coming up. Marte at first. Brewers had a chance at a double play there. It was just kind of an interesting sequence. Bowers assumed somebody was coming in behind him, either Sproat, the pitcher, coming from the mound, or Terang from second, which is a lot to ask out of your second baseman. And so Bowers never really retreated. Puts a runner at first.
Yeah, Ortiz didn't return that throw from Jake Bowers because no one was covering first base. Otherwise, that was as tailor-made as it gets for a 3-6-3 or a 3-6-1 double play.
1 ball, 1 strike on Carroll. Struck out twice against Sproat, and Hall deals him a big breaking ball. 1-2 the count. Diamondbacks put 4 on the board quickly last inning. 4 consecutive hits. Bookend home runs by Del Castillo and Arenado. Arenado with a 3-run homer. And a fastball called strike 3. Power sinker from DL Hall, and it's out number 2. Then he takes us back to that last play, the potential double play.
Well, it's a good feed right here from Jake Bauers over to Joey Ortiz, but he just never gets back to the base. And Joey Ortiz just has nobody to throw to. You know, Brandon Sproat's supposed to be getting over right away, and he's just standing there watching it. He's late to get over, and no one's covering.
Yeah, it feels like it's more of a Sproat issue. The development of the first base umpire, Mike Easterbrook, kind of in the path of Turang. It was there, but it was probably late. Turang was never going to get there in time.
How about the stuff from DL Hall so far? 96-97 with the sinker. He hasn't pitched since Wednesday. Remember, he was an opener against Detroit. He's feeling good.
Come out in a big spot here with 2 lefties, Carroll and Del Castillo. Del Castillo put the Diamondbacks on the board with an opposite field homer last inning. One and 2 the count. Runner at first, and Hall misses. Had a notion, but able to check his swing.
And just Del Castillo's 5th plate appearance against the left-handed pitcher so far this season. Obviously, James McCann is one of the backup catchers here for the Diamondbacks, usually getting those at bats against lefties.
Little jam shot. Rengifo is there. Nice running catch. He got a great jump on that ball, puts it away in foul territory, and DL Hall comes on and does the job against the left-handed hitters. 4-2 Diamondbacks. We go to the bottom of the 5th.
Terms apply.
Bring your dog to the Brewers game on Tuesday, May 12th for Bark at the Park, presented by Tavo Pets. Score a Brewers dog toy with a special ticket for your furry friend. Visit brewers.com/theme nights for tickets.
Thanks to our friends at Tavo. Looking forward to that. All the dogs in the ballpark. William Contreras leads off. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-2 Arizona. And first ball swinging, high drive into left center. Over is Thomas, deepest part of the ballpark. Contreras flies out. Just missed it a click. And that brings up Bauers. He's in our Toyota drive of the game. How about these 2 left-handed hitters, Vinny?
Look at this swing right here on the left from Bryce Turang. That's a left-on-left drive into the gap. And then look at the one on the right here with Jake Bauers doing the same thing. These guys allow the bat to do the work out in front of the plate, even when they're driving the ball to the opposite field.
And 2 beautiful swings. And Bauers trying to do the same here. Turang has 2 doubles off the left-handed pitching Rodriguez. Rodriguez got a little redemption on him last inning. Got him to ground out with the bases loaded. Bauers a double and an RBI in that first inning. That swing you saw. Rodriguez struck him out last time up. These are the 2 lefties in the starting lineup against the left-handed starting pitcher, and they both produced early. 3 hits combined. All 3 hits doubles from Bauers and Turang. There's a good take. Bauers has such a good eye. Tracked that one in.
It's been consistent quality at bat from Jake Bauers the last 3 weeks. And the results are starting to show in a big way.
Got a nice little hitting streak going right now. 7 in a row. 10 hits in those 7 games and 5 RBIs. 3-1. Bowers takes a strike. On the Wisconsin Lottery home run leaderboard, it is Sanchez and Bowers, and they've been stuck on 5 for a while. Bowers' last home run was April 14th against Toronto. All 5 of his homers have come here at American Family Field. He's due for one. 3-2 pitch. Bowers on the ground. This is Perdomo. And a low throw dug out by Vargas. Bowers is retired. 2 outs in the inning.
Eduardo Rodriguez settling into this start. The Brewers haven't scored since the 3rd, but they try and find somehow, some way to get some base runners against them, maybe with 2 outs here. The Diamondbacks bullpen has been stout so far this season. That's why they do have so many come from behind wins.
Here's Gary Sanchez. He and Bowers homered on the same day against the Blue Jays, April 14th. And that has been their last homers each. Sanchez is closing in on 200 career homers in the major leagues. A milestone.
And if you go back with Gary Sanchez all the way back to the 2021 season, he's actually near the league lead in plate appearances per home run. I mean, he hits homers pretty frequently.
And he draws a walk here. Second walk for Sanchez extends the inning for Rengifo. And springing out of that Diamondbacks dugout is Torey Lovullo. I think that's going to be the end of the line. So Lovullo's going to make the call to the pen. Rodriguez is upset. He does not want to be taken out of this game. And this will be a little frosty exchange here, I'm guessing. It is. Some parting words for Rodriguez, but Lovullo goes to that excellent bullpen in the 5th inning.
Come on, man.
Milwaukee Brewers baseball is presented by Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest. And by Prevagen. Prevagen, made for your brain. American Family Field on a Wednesday night. Got a good ball game going here. 4-2 Diamondbacks. Kevin Ginkel, the right-hander, out of the bullpen. Torey Lovullo wants to turn Rengifo around, have him hit left-handed here against the righty. 2 outs in the inning.
And Ginkel predominantly throwing sliders. Throws that slider about 53% of the time. He can rush the 4-seamer up there, averages around 95.
Rengifo doubled his last time up as a right-handed batter.
There's the percentages of the usage from Ginkel.
2-0, and Rengifo takes a strike. Well, the Diamondbacks had a quick strike 4th inning, scoring 4 runs, had 4 consecutive hits after the first out was recorded. Brewers would love to return the favor here. Rengifo's been swinging the bat well. He got going in Miami. 2 balls and a strike, and he lays off, and he's got the count in his favor now at 3-1. Rengifo spins out of it, fouls it away.
And a little bit stronger side for the switch hitting Rengifo is going to be on the right side in his career, but let's see if he can try something right here and can knock one out of here, tie the game.
Full count. Sanchez will get a head start. There he goes. Rengifo, foul. Count stays at 3-2. That was an emergency hack by Rengifo.
Yeah, fastball at the top of the zone, looking for the slider. He just fights it off, stays alive.
Murphy has left-handed bats to deploy if Rengifo can reach. Sanchez goes. Rengifo pulls one through. Sanchez on his way to third, burning around those bases. And it's first and third. Rengifo with his second hit. And now Pat Murphy can counter the move by Torey Lovullo.
Yeah, and Ginkel, as late as he was on the fastball before, he says, I'm going to go ahead and double up on it. But Rengifo looking for it this time, pulls the hands in right into the 4-hole. Dale Gary going first to third. He was off on the pitch. 3-2, 2 outs.
Brewers in a spot here. And Greg Jones will be pulled back. Garrett Mitchell will pinch hit with 2 outs.
There you go over the scouting report for Garrett Mitchell. Kevin Ginkel has not been very effective against left-handed hitters.
And so Brian Kaplan out for a word. That'll give us a chance to hear a message from Gruber Law Offices.
Get a winning team on your side. Gruber Law Offices, proud partner of your Milwaukee Brewers. One call, that's all.
I just mentioned Ginkel has not been as effective against left-handed hitters as we see the stats for Garrett Mitchell this season with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. He's been one of the best hitters with runners in scoring position this season. He has 20 RBIs on the year, but Ginkel, lefties hitting 300 against him, 9 for 30 with 2 doubles.
Let's see if the Brewers can cash in on the matchup here. First and third, 2-men are out. And Mitchell watches one go by. Strike one, a slider. Eduardo Rodriguez retired the first 2. Got Contreras and Bowers. Then he walked Sanchez, and then the pitching change. Second batter faced here for Ginkel. And a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count.
Teams have been attacking Garrett Mitchell with the fastball at the top rail. Let's see if they go to that pitch.
0-2, and he got him. Got to secure it at first. Del Castillo does. Brewers have had some chances the last 2 innings. They have left 5 on in the last 2 innings. Knocking at the door, but not bringing them in. It's still 4-2 Arizona.
The Christian Yelich charity concert is coming up May 21st. Should be an unforgettable night. They have a great lineup planned featuring Jake Owen, Charlie Behrens, and more, all in support of some amazing organizations making a difference here in Milwaukee and across the local community. Tickets are still available, so you can go to Yelly22concert.com. That's coming up at a new venue this year, the Landmark Credit Union Live. Should be a lot of fun. Some great performing artists. Lead singer of The Fray will be there, Isaac. So should be a lot of fun, guys.
Nice. Looking forward to that. Good job, Christian Yelich. Giving back to the community in a significant way. Ildemaro Vargas will step in here. Changes for the Brewers. Mitchell stays in to play center. Sal Frelick enters to play right field. Jones and Perkins are out of the lineup. Frelick will lead off next inning. Brewers had the bases loaded in the 4th with 2 outs. Terang grounded out, and then first and third in the 5th. Mitchell strikes out. So some runners on, but not able to cash in. Vargas just emptying the tank right there. What a swing out of his helmet on the big curve.
Yeah, usually you talk about a guy swinging out of his shoes as the fans cheer him that he can't corral his helmet back onto his head, and not swinging out of his shoes, swinging out of his helmet. My goodness. That's what Eddie Cedar would say in rookie ball. We got a head fly.
Entertaining swing and miss. So Hall comes right back to it. Yeah, reminiscent of the Carlos Gomez days. One and two to Vargas. Oh, he got on top of that one. Fly ball to center. And Mitchell makes a play for the out. Amazing, he put ball in play there. That was at his eyes.
I mean, that kid's been on quite the run. I say kid, he's 34 years old, and he's finally getting an opportunity to play every day, taking advantage of it. Look at this pitch way above the zone at his shoulders.
made up his mind. Brings up Lourdes Gurriel. Hall came out and did a nice job last inning. Brought on to face the two lefties, Carroll and Del Castillo. He retired them both. And that finished out the line for Brandon Sproat, giving up the 4 runs in 4 1/3.
And 2 steps forward, 1 step back type of thing for Brandon Sproat, especially with how well he was throwing the ball in the first 3 innings. It just kind of unraveled on him a little bit in that 4th.
Hard hit ball to short, right at Joey O. And a low throw dug out of there by Bowers. Nice pick on the backhand by Bowers. Saves an error. 2 outs here in the 6th. And here comes Nolan Arenado and his 3-run home run. Difference in this game. StatCast powered by Google Cloud. It was a no-doubter.
411 feet. And he made up his mind. Talk about a guy making up his mind on a pitch, and Arenado did so and got a cookie down the middle against Brandon Sproat. Drove it out of here for a 3-run homer. That's the difference in the game so far.
He's always hit well here at American Family Field. OPS over 1,000 in his career in this ballpark. 14 homers career here. And his 3-run homer has changed the complexion of this game. Two balls and a strike. On the ground, Rengifo bobbles. He's got time. And a high throw, throws it away. He just panicked. Arenado's on his way to second now. Rengifo coming in behind him, puts a tag on him. Safe is the call. And heads up by Brandon Lockridge, coming in from left field to cover third base. Otherwise, Arenado would be standing there. Rengifo thinks he got him. Brewers are checking the replay here.
Well, it certainly looked like they got him.
Milwaukee's challenging the safe call at second base.
Yeah, they're going to challenge this. What a mess that was. Rengifo needed to hurry his pace, but didn't need to hit the full panic button. Arenado was not running out of the box and really is not a speed threat anyway. As we take a look at our Wintrust replay review.
Yeah, this should be a quick overturn. You can see that the tag is applied right to that left arm of Nolan Arenado near the shoulder region. Yeah, he got him. And good presence of mind from Luis Rengifo to after he throws the ball away, hustles over to second base to cover. Arenado is one of the slower base runners in all of baseball. And he thinks he can get to second base after the carom. And Rengifo covering and puts the tag on him. This should be a quick one.
Yeah, how about that throw? So it is overturned. Joey Ortiz makes a great play, by the way. Let's not discount his throw.
Milwaukee will retain their challenge.
And those are the words of Alfonso Marquez. You know that old phrase, lemons into lemonade? That's what that was. Just record it out somewhere. Inning ends. To the bottom of the 6th we go. Brewers down a pair. Now Rengifo delivered a couple of hits in this game. A wild ride defensively there. Brewers end up getting it out to end the inning. Now Sal Frelick leads off. Kevin Ginkel entered the mix last inning with 2 outs. Gave up a single, then struck out Mitchell. First at bat for Frelick. Pat Murphy had 4 lefties on the bench to start this game. He's used 2 of them. Still has Black and Hamilton. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Frelick takes a ball. Sal homered yesterday. Broke up the week-long drought for the Brewers. A little over a week, actually. Pat Murphy said he ordered up that home run. Get the riders off his back. Been asked about it every day. This was the moment of truth. Wisconsin Lottery home run for Sal Frelick. His 2nd of the year.
Yeah, first home run since the 3rd at bat of the season for Sal. Yeah, Pat Murphy told him, hey, do me a favor and hit a homer for me.
Please. I'm tired of answering questions about the lack of homers. I don't think that's going to stop.
Not until Churio, Vaughn, and Yelich come back, right?
That's right. Then it's a story. Up the middle for Perdomo. Had him shaded open by the bag. He makes the play. By the way, Vinny, let's go back to this throw by Joey Ortiz here. I think it got lost in the mix.
Karem's off the wall, and then Joey Ortiz off balance, falling away from second base, throws a strike to a moving target, and throws it right on the money. If that throw is anywhere else, he's going to be safe at second. Perdomo.
That's unbelievable.
Or Arenado, I should say. What a play.
He must have taken a peek to see if Rengifo was moving that way, because he's throwing blind basically, assuming somebody's going to be there. That was some play, man.
Yeah, that takes instincts. Off the charts instincts from Joey O on defense.
Here's David Hamilton now hitting for Joey Ortiz.
Yeah, those two guys up the middle, and Joey Ortiz and Bryce Terang, they play defense with no fear.
It's fun to watch. I'll tell you what, these guys are special out there. Ginkel throws one to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ortiz's day is done. Getting pinch hit for in this 6th inning. Hamilton will stay in to play short. Versatile pieces. And he goes. And it's 1-2.
I always found that annoying when the third base umpire or the first base umpire said I went, and they did it so nonchalantly.
Yeah,
and
of course he would. Bounces out with Ginkel. You would prefer an umpire just gave it a big, strong lawnmower startup like you went?
Just no. I'd rather just a normal,
more engaged.
Give me some
more engaged.
Yeah. Firm. Just I want something firm there.
Not a. Did you really need to bother me with this? I get it. Whatever it takes, Vinny. 2-2. And it's 3-2 now on Hamilton. Brewers down 4-2. We're in the bottom of the 6th. They led 2-0. Solo tallies in the 1st and the 3rd. Bowers and Terang with the RBIs. And then a 4-run 4th inning for Arizona. Hamilton takes a called strike 3. Brewers don't have any challenges. That was in there anyway. Caught him guessing, and the 2nd out of the inning.
Yeah, Ginkel mixing it up well here. I mentioned he has had trouble against left-handed batters, but not so far here. And Hamilton just frozen because of the sliders earlier in the at-bat.
Sliders that started in that same spot and then broke down in the dirt. That one stayed true, a fastball. Lockridge batting for the 4th time. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. He drew a key walk in the 4th. Brewers couldn't cash it in, but he walked in front of Terang to load the bases in the 4th inning. One and 2 on Lockridge. Oh, got him. Ginkel with that nasty slider. 3 up, 3 down inning with a couple of strikeouts. Brewers go in order in the 6th. We go to the 7th inning now. Arizona leads it 4-2.
Visit your local Hyundai dealer today.
Game reset brought to you by Toyota. Brewers are down 4-2. Had an early lead. Bowers and Terang with doubles that drove in runs. And D.L. Hall back on the mound. He starts his 3rd inning. Came in with 2 outs in the 5th. Got through that inning, a scoreless 6th inning, and now he pitches in the 7th. Hamilton stays in to play shortstop. Pinch hitting for Joey Ortiz. Good changeup right there from Hall. And it's 0-2 on Fernandez.
That's the weapon that he uses against right-handed batters. Something going away from him.
DL's look good tonight. Gave up a hit to the first. I beg your pardon, a strikeout to the first batter he faced. He got the 2 lefties. And then there was an error last inning, but that play at second base, so he's faced the minimum still. Came on for Sprode. Sprode finished 4 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs. On the hook for the loss right now. Hall pitching in his 12th game. Does have a start as an opener. And a liner, foul, just missed the line. Boy, that was a close call.
And Fernandez thinks that that was fair. He's standing on second base, not trusting that, it was the right call, but from up here, it certainly looked like it landed left of that line. Right from this angle. Malachi Moore right on the call, staring right at it. Looks like it was foul. Fernandez can't believe it.
No, he's taking the slow walk back. You guys sure? Are you guys positive? Still can't believe they went against him right there. That is reviewable, by the way. Once it's past the base, you can look at that on a boundary call or a fair foul call down in the outfield. You can't do it in the infield. Fernandez in a 3-2 count now. And a swing and a miss. He got him with a changeup. A dandy.
A good 3-2 changeup right there from DL Hall. Pulls the string on Fernandez. Super aggressive hitter Fernandez. Well located, down and away. And to get the strikeout.
Second strikeout for DL Hall. One away for Alek Thomas.
Alek Thomas originally from Illinois, Mount Carmel High School in Illinois. His dad was the strength coach from the Chicago White Sox a few years back.
Yeah, he's been able to get a picture on a big league field through the years when they've had matchups with the White Sox. I mean, a special thing for father and son. Taught him well. Thomas, a good center fielder. He's fast. Hall in there for a strike, and it's 1-2 on Thomas. See what he does here. 1-2, got him. Big sweeping curve. Back-to-back strikeouts to start the 7th. DL Hall looking strong here tonight.
Make it a Mother's Day to remember with a Brewers picnic blanket giveaway for the first 10,000 fans 21 and up at the game Sunday, May 10th, courtesy of American Family Insurance. Get your seats at brewers.com/giveaways.
I mean, no better way to spend Mother's Day than right here at the ballpark. That'll be the next homestand for the Brewers after this series with Arizona. They've got the Yankees and the Padres. Oof. Got to get right before those two come to town.
Yeah, it's not getting any easier, right? I mean, there's a lot of parity, not only in the division at the NL Central, but all around the league. A couple of tough opponents, like you said, BA, and the Padres and the Yankees coming up.
Yankees are the only 20-win team in the American League. 20-10 is their record, and they've won 9 of 10. Atlanta, the best record overall at 21-9. Braves already have a 7-game lead in the NL East.
Wow.
No other team in the NL East is over 500, with the massive payroll teams of the Mets and the Phillies tied for last at 10-19. Perdomo draws the walk with 2 outs. First walk issued by Hall, and he'll face Marte.
And DL Hall battling a little bit of the bases on balls bug, I guess you could say, early on this season. That's his 11th walk already of the year.
First ball swinging, Marte fouls it away. No hits tonight, 0 for 3 for Marte. Sprode struck him out in the first. Talented switch hitting second baseman. And that's a fastball that missed. Sinker, 94. Hall's been as fast as 96 in this game.
It's feeling good. Hasn't pitched for a week.
Key hitter for Hall here. And fluttered a changeup in. Marte didn't bite on it. Pretty good take. There's the newcomer, Brian Fitzpatrick, ready to make his big league debut. It may come soon. I'm sure the nerves are kicking right now for him. 2-1. Marte, line drive left field. Lockridge has to pull back. A base hit. Brewers were playing deep with a runner at first to prevent the extra base hit, and Marte is aboard. A walk and a single, and now Hall's in some trouble here.
Yeah, you want to play the outfielders deep with 2 outs right here. That's a little bit off the end of the bat from Marte. This is the stronger side in his career on the right side, the switch hitting Marte, and it just falls in front of Brandon Lockridge. Now you got to face Corbin Carroll here with 2 outs and 2 runners on.
Contreras takes a slow walk to the mound. Carroll was Hall's first batter faced in the 5th inning. He struck him out. And Pat Murphy's going to make the move here. Interesting. So he's got a young lefty ready to make his big league debut. Does not want Corbin Carroll, at least for now, to see Hall twice. We'll see if Murph takes the ball from him. And he does. And a moment in front of us right now. Hall, some extra work. Did a nice job, and he leaves with 2 on. That is the family of Brian Fitzpatrick, and their boy is about ready to make his big league debut.
Northwestern Mutual, a better way to money.
Well, you talk about throwing into the fire here. Pat Murphy brings on Brian Fitzpatrick, his major league debut, with 2 on, and Corbin Carroll coming to the plate. What a spot.
6'7", 225-pound, 25-year-old lefty, 10th rounder out of Rutgers, out of the 2022 draft. He's been excellent so far. Nashville, never been asked to get a bigger out than right now.
I'm sure the adrenaline is pumping. Nothing like a major league debut. Oof. No challenges available. That was a good pitch. There's Mom Mary, Dad John. He's got his sisters here, his brother-in-law. Got some aunts and uncle. And Carroll fouls this one back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Long road to get to the big leagues, and he's finally here at age 25.
94, 95 mile per hour fastball, changeup, sweeper, and cutter is the arsenal for the young lefty.
Carroll's a good hitter against left-handed pitching. 1 ball, 1 strike, and Carroll a wave and a miss. Power sinker right there from Fitzpatrick.
And how about him throwing strikes? Clearly, not affected by the fact that this is his major league debut, and he's been dreaming of this moment. Let's see if he can get Carroll out.
This would be something. His family anxiously watches here. 2 on, 2 out in the 7th, and Carroll takes a ball. Fitzpatrick was good against lefties in AAA. Just 4 hits, no extra base hits this year against left-handed hitters. Aren't many Corbin Carrolls running around in AAA though. 2-2. Here he comes. And a little tapper, slow roller. Carroll's going to beat this out for a base hit. Made a good pitch. Carroll just got the bat on it. And it'll be an infield hit, and the bases are loaded.
Just a bad break. Unlucky right here from Brian Fitzpatrick. Throws a well-located sweeper away. Corbin Carroll's way out in front of it. It just gets a little nubber out in front. Down the line there for a base hit. Got another lefty to face, though.
Adrian Del Castillo, who has homered tonight off Sproat. That was in the 4th. Could be the ball game right here. Brewers down 4-2, bases loaded, and he popped him up. A roof scraper. Who wants it? Frelick coming in. He'll make the call. And how about Brian Fitzpatrick? His major league debut. He gets out of it. Take a bow, fam. Your boy's a big leaguer.
What's in your mind?
Close game here, but our story right now, Brian Fitzpatrick just made his major league debut. We're at the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk, getting set for Brewers Live postgame coming up. How about that? What a situation we just saw.
I mean, Pat Murphy with guys on base. D.L. Hall, who'd been throwing the ball really well, goes, no, let's go to this guy making his debut. Hey, by the way, 2 outs, a couple of guys on base. He did get a couple of lefties, a swinging bunt on an excellent pitch, and everyone's kind of holding their breath, and boom, gets the first pitch pop-up. What an amazing moment for the kid.
We're going to hear from Murph after the game. I'm sure one of the things he's going to say, those are the situations he's going to be in from this point forward here. See if the Brewers can rally. We've got Brewers Live postgame presented by Freighter and the Medical College of Wisconsin coming up after the ball.
All right, guys, thank you. And wouldn't it be something if the Brewers offense can put a few runs on the board and get Fitzpatrick a win here in his first big league game? Bryce Terang leads off. Nasty reliever out of the bullpen, Juan Murillo for the Diamondbacks. Terang with 2 hits, had an RBI double back in the 3rd. Grounded out with bases loaded in the 4th. Brewers down 4-2 on a 4-run Arizona inning in the 4th. Terang, did he go? He did, says Lance Barrett.
Juan Murillo has a fastball up into the triple digits and a very good changeup. So he's good against both lefties and righties because of that changeup. Let's see if Bryce Terang goes. Might have went a little bit too far right there against the changeup. This guy, they are grooving to be a future closer.
Terang was on it, but fouls it away. That's 99 with the fastball.
This guy came out of nowhere, signed as a minor league free agent a couple of years ago with the Diamondbacks. He was with the Dodgers before, couldn't throw strikes, and all of a sudden he's peppering the zone.
Two to Terang. Pulls it on the ground out to Marte. One second baseman takes care of the other, and one away as we kick it down to Sophia.
Well, guys, our Freighter Health and Medical College of Wisconsin injury report. All eyes on Jackson Chourio and Andrew Vaughn finally starting their minor league rehab assignment, working their way back from hand fractures. Vaughn got the start at first base, went 1 for 3 with a single for him. Chourio got the start in left field. 0 for 1, did have 2 walks and scored a run, however, so they were both expected to go 5 innings. They'll likely be back in the lineup tomorrow. And again, barring any setbacks, they're hoping to get Chourio and Vaughn back May 4th in St. Louis.
All right, Sophia, thank you. Good report. Good to see those guys on the comeback trail. Got a challenge here by the Diamondbacks catcher.
Call is overturned as a strike.
And he wins another one. So Diamondbacks successful on their challenges. Still have 2. The Brewers were out of challenges in the 4th inning. They had 2 batter challenges tonight that were unsuccessful. Contreras takes a ball. 1-1.
Diamondbacks catchers are the best in baseball at getting overturned calls at 63%. Remember, Del Castillo's been in AAA last couple of seasons where they've had the challenge system.
Murillo's got William Contreras down 1-2. In the air to right on the barrel, but Carroll is there to make the play. Just clipped it under the baseball a little bit. 2 outs in the inning. A reminder for every Brewers RBI, the Northwestern Mutual Foundation is funding 5 hours, equivalent to $250 of childhood cancer research. Northwestern Mutual and the Brewers proud to partner in curing childhood cancer. Jake Bauers drove in a run with a double in the first. Got the scoring started tonight. It was a 4-batter lapse for Brandon Sproat in the 4th inning. Right now the difference in the game. After he dominated the first 3 innings, Sproat finished with 5 strikeouts in 4 1/3, 4 earned runs. Arizona starter Eduardo Rodriguez 4 2/3, 5 hits, 2 earned runs. Ginkel went an inning in the 3rd, got 4 outs with 3 Ks, and now Murillo. Looks like Fitzpatrick is most certainly going back out. One and 2 the count. Brewers have put together a couple of 2-out rallies in the 4th and the 5th, had the bases loaded and then 2 on. Came up empty each occasion. And they've stranded 8. Swing and a miss. 99-mile-an-hour fastball. Murillo retires the Brewers in order in the 7th. We go to the 8th. Arizona in front 4-2 and coming to bat.
Group celebrations are better at the ballpark. Save big on tickets, enjoy hassle-free planning and custom tailgates when you make it a Brewers group outing. Grab your crew and visit brewers.com/groups to get started.
Thank you, Ben. Here's Ildemaro Vargas starting this 8th inning. And all eyes on Brian Fitzpatrick making his Brewers debut, his Major League Baseball debut. Gave up a little tapper infield hit to Carroll last inning, then got Del Castillo on a fly out. Now he starts a clean inning. Left 2 inherited runners stranded in his first game in the big leagues. What a ride it's been to get to the major leagues.
Yeah, interesting too. He's a reliever, right? And he's throwing out of the windup. Typically relievers throw exclusively out of the stretch, even with nobody on.
2-1 the count. Vargas with a big rip. Fitzpatrick will turn 26 on June 1st. Waited for this moment his whole life.
I talked to Carlos Villanueva about the progression of Fitzpatrick and how he's gotten to this point. A couple of years ago, he was throwing about 89 miles per hour on that average fastball. Then he dedicated himself to get stronger, and all of a sudden you're seeing some 95s and 6s.
Just the angle alone at 6'7". He's got a good changeup, which is only going to quicken the look of his fastball. 3-2, and a rollover ground ball. Rengifo winds it up, and a good throw for out number 1. Well, Sophia, we've had a number of major league debuts. The Brewers just kind of roll that way, and every one of them is special.
They are, and he was obviously very excited to be here, and he does have some familiarity being here because he was here as part of the expanded roster for the exhibition series against the Cincinnati Reds before opening day. So Vinny touched on it, just how he rose up the minor league system, touched 3 levels last year alone between Wisconsin, Biloxi, and finished the season in Nashville with 13 games pitched well there across all those levels. And he said, look, you just buy in, you trust what people are saying.
Thank you, Sophia. Rengifo threw that one right into the ground. They're going to score that as a base hit for Gurriel. Yeah, I felt like Fitzpatrick was, you know, as far as like a first interview when you get to the big leagues, he kept everything pretty close to the vest. He was not wanting to give up much about what he throws and how he throws, but he was effusive in his praise of the Brewers and the system and how they've kind of helped him get to this point to get to the big leagues. Barosa's going to pinch run here for Gurriel.
Yeah, I mean, and he talked about, just how confident he was to be here as well. I mean, you could feel that in some of the answers that he was given to the media earlier on today. And you can sense that this kid is ready for this opportunity.
Here's Nolan Arenado now. This will be a big test for him. Well, the Brewers, one of the bigger losses for them this year was Jared Koenig in that bullpen, having that big lefty. Koenig has been so good for the Brewers, but you could tell the way the season started, he was just not right. And hoping to get him back, but you just don't know when you're talking about an elbow injury. Koenig with the ball club doing all he can to avoid surgery, get the arm back healthy, and potentially pitch in the big leagues, but the book is out. So the door's open for somebody to knock it down, and Fitzpatrick's going to get that chance. And if you're Brian Fitzpatrick, he knows that. He knows what's in front of him. You don't put it all on one outing tonight. You get his feet wet and start to feel comfortable here. 2-2 on Arenado. That's a slider from Fitzpatrick.
And talk about feeling comfortable. I mean, you're facing a guy that you've probably grown up watching on TV in Nolan Arenado, and you're taking it right to him. That 2-1 slider, getting a lot of the plate, getting the swing and miss.
2-2. Arenado looks at one low, a changeup. 1 out in the inning. Arenado's 3-run home run in the 4th flipped the scoreboard, and that's where we are still, 4-2. Both bullpens have been in lockdown mode. Oh, so nervous beyond belief. I can promise you his family is way more nervous than he is right now. He's in the fire. Look at Mom Mary. She's
nobody talk to me, please.
On a higher calling right now.
Yep.
Somebody help him out. 3-2 to Arenado. See if he can get a ground ball out of him here. And he takes ball 4, able to check his swing, and it's 1st and 2nd now with 1 away. The anxiety intensifies. First walk issued in the big leagues. He's given up 2 infield hits. So the baseball gods owe him a 1 hopper to short and a double play ball, right? Is that how it works?
That's how it works typically. He'll take it for sure.
Fernandez. Close pitch. Brewers don't have any challenges. That looked to be a little inside, but it didn't miss by much. Popped him up. Good changeup. Had him out in front of it. Infield fly rule. Out number 2.
So what makes a left-handed reliever effective now that you have to face 3 batters at a minimum? You have to be able to get both lefties and righties out. And BA, that changeup looks to be good enough and effective enough to be able to get those off-handed hitters, the righties that he's going to have to face.
Yeah, great point. Here's Alek Thomas now. 1st and 2nd. Thomas will be aggressive here, you can imagine. And he takes the first pitch for a strike. A little spinner in there at 87. Nice looking slider.
Yeah, he can go both ways with it, right? The changeup going one way, the slider going the other way.
Big spot for him. Fitzpatrick in his big league debut. And the 0-1. Missed with a fastball. Rosa the runner at 2nd, the pinch runner. Arenado at 1st. 2 outs in the 8th. Brewers can ill afford to go behind any further. And he got him on a Breaking ball that Thomas pops up into foul territory. It is Contreras who makes a catch, and Brian Fitzpatrick, strong effort in his major league debut. You can breathe now, Mary. You can breathe.
What would you like the power to do?
Tonight's tavern of the game winner is Tipsy's 101 in Shawano. If the tavern calls the Milwaukee Brewers by 10 a.m. tomorrow, they will receive 40 tickets to a Friday night game in the Miller Lite Beer Pen. This offers courtesy of the Tavern League of Wisconsin and Miller Lite.
All right, here we go to the bottom of the 8th. Brewers running out of time here. Taylor Clark is on the mound for Arizona. Barossa stays in the game to play left. There are the numbers on Clark this year.
He's been good. He gets a lot of ground balls, got a good sinker, slider, and changeup. Pitched in last night's ball game.
Gary Sanchez leads off, and he takes a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. How about the work of Brian Fitzpatrick? Pat Murphy just throwing him right into the mix here tonight. And pitches across 2 innings. Gives up 2 infield hits and a walk, but gets out of it.
That's the most Murphy thing to do, right? Pat Murphy just showing a lot of confidence in the kid. And he certainly got the job done. A nice job by him in his major league debut.
Yeah, no time to be nervous. Got a job to do. I'm sure now that it's over, and it looks like it is over for Fitzpatrick, he can rest his mind a little bit. It's a whirlwind to get from the minor leagues to the big leagues. Just all the stuff off the field, not to mention the pressures of getting on the field. Sanchez pulls it foul.
And not only did the Brewers do a good job of developing him and adding the velocity for Fitzpatrick, but he had trouble throwing strikes. I talked to Tyler Thornburg, who was the AAA pitching coach, about this, and they got him synced up a little bit and just had the delivery a little bit more efficient, and all of a sudden he was all over the zone, not only in AAA this year, but all of a sudden in his big league debut. That was awesome.
It really was. Hot ground ball to third. Arenado makes the play, and Sanchez is retired. This Diamondbacks bullpen is doing a number on the Brewers right now. That's 8 in a row they've retired. Rengifo had a base hit in the 5th inning. That was off Ginkel, and then nothing since. Rengifo 2 out of 3 tonight, a double and a single. That single in the 5th came with 2 outs. Set the Brewers up with a chance with runners at 1st and 3rd, but Garrett Mitchell struck out. Brewers have stranded 8, as have the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, after getting 8 hits last night with runners in scoring position, Brewers just not getting it done in that category so far tonight.
Rengifo laid on it, fouls it away. Brewers jumped out early tonight. They scored a run in the 1st on a double by Bowers. He drove in Terang, who had doubled with 1 out, and then Terang with an RBI double in the 3rd. And then a 4-run Arizona 4th, and nothing but 0 since. One ball, 2 strikes on Rengifo. Opposite field, fly ball right to Barossa, and the 2nd out of the inning.
And almost a basket catch right there in left field by Barossa.
Checking the scouting report. A lot of outfielders keep that card inside their hat. And it's Garrett Mitchell's 2nd plate appearance. He struck out in the 5th. Stayed in the game to play center. Brewers won last night. And hoping for a comeback tonight to secure the series. Well, Mitchell, defensive swing, changeup from Clark. and the count goes to 0-2.
The hitter's just 1 for 11 against the Taylor Clark changeup. You can see it's a firm changeup at 91. 0-2 count now for Garrett Mitchell. 2 outs. Brewers hoping to just get a tying run to home plate.
0-2 to Mitchell with Frelick on deck. And that was a close one. Changeup missed.
Remember, the Brewers traded for Taylor Clark a couple of years ago. He was with the Kansas City Royals. He ended up hurting his meniscus. Brewers ended up releasing him a couple of months later.
And he strikes out Mitchell to end the inning. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Clark. And the Diamondbacks bullpen has the Brewers locked down right now. Brewers are down 4-2, but a moment here at American Family Field with Brian Fitzpatrick making his major league debut and pitching well across an inning in the third. He'll give way to Grant Anderson. Fitzpatrick's day is in the books, one he'll never forget. And the 15th game of the year for Grant Anderson. Trying to keep this game at 4-2. Give the Brewers a chance in the bottom of the 9th inning. It'll be Frelick, Hamilton, and Lockridge due up. If anybody gets on next inning, you'll get into Terang and Contreras. But imperative Anderson puts up a 0 here in the 9th.
And a tough pocket for him in this Diamondbacks lineup right here, facing 1, 2, and 3. All 3 of these guys have talked about it over the last couple of days. All 3 of these guys are MVP type of producers offensively. They're all going to be hitting from the left side against Grant Anderson.
Foul pop into the seats. Perdomo in that leadoff spot tonight. Missed 3 games with an ankle injury. Rolled in Mexico. He's walked 3 times in this game. Sprode struck him out in the first.
He's such a tough at bat.
2-2 the count. And it's 3-2 now. He's seen a lot of pitches. He's got the 3 walks. He's been tough on Brewer pitching tonight after that first inning. Full count here. Grant Anderson deals, and Perdomo fouls it away.
This is what he does. He just spoils pitches, fights off pitches in the zone with 2 strikes, and then pitchers either end up walking them or give in to him. Continue to make quality pitches against this guy.
On the ground, sawing him off. Terang is there, and Anderson sticks with the strikes, challenges Perdomo, and retires him to start this inning. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Brewers. May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent of the Brewers. Ketel Marte now. One thing about the Diamondbacks, they have a lot of players, especially the top 3 in their lineup, that have all been big performers, clutch performers in the postseason. And Marte whistles that one out of here in a flash. Yikes. That was absolutely smoked. It's one of the hardest hit balls we'll see. 110 off the bat, goes into the lows level. And Marte makes this a 5-2 game.
That's a 409-foot line drive on a sinker down and in to Ketel Marte. And we just talked about how dangerous the top 3 of these hitters are, and this one, not a bad location. It's down and in, but this guy is as good as they come. He's starting to heat up.
5th homer, 11 RBIs. as Carroll fouls off the first pitch.
Listen how loud that was.
Oof. Yeah, that had the sound. There was no doubt about that one. Got to enjoy that one. A little saucy bat flip from Ketel Marte.
That's just the first home run of the season given up by Grant Anderson.
Diamondbacks will have a right-hander, Michael Soroka, on the mound tomorrow. As Carroll pops this one up, and that's going to be in the seats. Soroka against Brandon Woodruff. Brewers get back around to the Miz on Friday in D.C. Brewers have a little redemption in mind for the Nationals, who came in here and swept the Brewers. 3-game series in Washington. Mizorowski, Kyle Harrison, and Chad Patrick will be up in those 3 games. Nationals a much improved ball club as well.
A good looking young ball club, the Washington Nationals. They have a couple of tough hitters in their lineup, Dalen Lyle and James Wood.
Yeah, their offense much better. They put it on the Mets tonight, Vinny. 14-2. It keeps getting worse for the Mets, who are now 10-20.
Wow.
Nats had a 7-run inning tonight against the Mets.
You got to imagine that Carlos Mendoza is on the hot seat after a couple of firings already.
There's another bomb into right center. That's not coming back. Corbin Carroll sends one into the Loge level as well. And back-to-back home runs from the Diamondbacks makes this a 6-2 game.
Ouch. A 430-foot majestic home run off the bat of Corbin Carroll. He's going to chase pitches down below the zone, but this one did not get down below the zone. This is a changeup that just kind of hangs there, sitting on a tee right there for Corbin Carroll. Makes it a 4-run lead for the Diamondbacks.
And Del Castillo now with one away. Well, Anderson hadn't allowed a long ball all year. Now he's given up 2 in consecutive at-bats to Arizona, the hard-hitting Diamondbacks. This is a team that is top 5 in the National League in OPS. They can slug, 3rd in extra base hits.
Yeah, it's their starting pitching that has given them some pause to be optimistic about the team overall. But you're right, BA, their offense is potent, and they're missing Gabby Moreno, one of their key pieces, their catcher.
He's one of the great ones behind the plate. There's a called strike 3. Anderson picks up a strikeout, 2nd out of the inning. First K for Grant. And with 2 away, here comes Ildemaro Vargas, the reigning National League Player of the Week. 2 for 4 tonight, extended his hitting streak to 22 this year. If you go back to last year, 25. Where are you on extending streaks from one year to the next?
We talked about this last night.
Oh, you did
with Jeff. Yeah,
it's a hot button topic.
It is. It's got to be in the same year.
I'm with you on that. What'd Jeff say?
Same year.
Same year.
Josh Mauer is very adamant about it. He told me.
Okay, that's good.
Yep.
I'm with him. I mean,
Lane is
you get a full off season,
right,
to recover, refresh, recoup. Now total numbers, that's different, but not a streak.
Where's Dom at on it?
Who?
Dom, our stat guy, sitting right to your left.
Oh, there he is. Dominic Cotronio's in the house. I mean,
he's wishy-washy on it. I can see his facial expression.
I think Dom has many outlets to express his opinions, including on the WTMJ call-in show tonight. Everybody should call Dom tonight.
Ask him about the hitting streak.
He loves taking calls after losses, especially. He paints a good picture. Hardest working man in Milwaukee, Dominic Cotroneo. We flew in today from Atlanta together. You know who was on our flight?
Who?
Braun Strowman, the wrestler.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you get his autograph?
No.
Did
I
Dom?
was scared to ask him. I was just looking at his left arm from the seat behind me, thinking that his left arm is bigger than my leg, my whole left leg. There's a called strike 3. And Anderson with back-to-back Ks after back-to-back home runs. 6-2 Diamondbacks. Brewers are going to need something special here tonight. Down 4. We go to the bottom of the ninth.
Your sport, our stadium.
Diamondbacks tack on 2 big ones in the ninth. Back-to-back homers from Marte and Corbin Carroll. It's not a save situation any longer, but Torey Lovullo had Paul Sewald loose, and he will enter here in the bottom of the ninth inning.
They're tied for second in the league with 7 saves, but not a save situation. Diamondbacks up 4, looking for some base runners. Last time out against the White Sox, gave up 3 homers, or 3 earned runs, I should say, and had trouble finding the strike zone. So get some base runners. Never know what could happen here.
Frelick takes a strike. So didn't start tonight's game. Second at bat here. He grounded out his first time up. Brewers had a 2-0 lead early in this one. Got a run in the first, a run in the third. Diamondbacks with 4 in the fourth. All 6 of their runs have been delivered by the home run ball. They've hit 4 tonight.
The Brewers looking for a little magic here in the ninth. Try to somehow, some way get some base runners, get the tying run to the plate.
Sewald's been at it a long time. He'll turn 36 next month. And a little jam shot right to Perdomo. Frelick is retired. Sewald in 2023 was acquired from the Mariners, and he became the piece that the Diamondbacks needed to make that run to the World Series. He was their closer. And then he started to bounce around a little bit after that. He went to the Guardians, was with the Tigers last year. Split time between those 2 American League Central teams. Is not quite the same guy, and then hoping for better results in a return trip to Arizona. His second tour as a Diamondback. And he's off to a good start. He's given up some runs, though. He's given up 5 earned runs. But he does have the 7 saves.
It is the non-save situations that typically closers don't like to pitch in, and this is one of them. So already 1 out in this one, so let's see what happens.
2-1. Hamilton, high fly ball, center field. Alec Thomas on the track makes a catch. Wrong part of the ballpark for Hamilton. 2 outs.
Hamilton squares this one up. That's the 4-seamer from Sewald, and he gets it, but just gets underneath it. Hamilton knows it.
Tyler Black's going to pinch hit. The proud Canadian with Rush as his walk-up song. That's appropriate. Was on the WBC team with Team Canada this year. First at bat for Black. All the lefties that started on the bench got in the game tonight. Black being the last. 3 hits last night, drove in 3 runs. And it's 0-2. Brewers will give the ball to Brandon Woodruff tomorrow. Day game. will hit the air at noon on Brewers TV. Craig Kashawn and Tim Dillard will have the pregame story for you with Sophia down on the field. And that's it. Seawald comes on, makes it quick. 3 up, 3 down in the 9th. Diamondbacks bullpen, 13 straight retired to the finish line tonight. They were impressive. And Vinny, this series is all even at 1 apiece with the rubber match tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, looking to win the series in tomorrow's game, but tonight just 1 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Just not enough offense for the Brewers, and that's kind of been a theme for the Brewers last couple of weeks. Let's see if they can win the series tomorrow.
Nolan Arenado had the big homer, a 3-run blast. The Diamondbacks hit 4 home runs in this game. That's where all 6 of their runs came from. 6-2 the final. Diamondbacks win it. Brewers postgame is coming your way with Craig Kashawn and Tim Dillard. Sophia will be in the clubhouse. We'll hear from Pat Murphy as well. And then we'll see all of you tomorrow afternoon on Brewers TV for the final game of the series. So long, everyone.